Hello everyone. In an exciting turn of events, I found some footage. We're still missing the actual transition from DNA to just a brick in the bucket when Paul and I were actually uploading files. Big bummer. And then you're also just missing me cleaning up the warehouse. So here's the continuation of part, I guess, 2 of week 2 of the vlog. Enjoy.
This is special.
Hello everybody, I am about ready to stamp boxes. This is going to be a time lapse, obviously, as no one wants to watch me stamp boxes for 2.5 hours. But the first step, of course, to stamping boxes is to sauce the stamper with the stamp sauce. So that is what I'm going to do, and then I'm going to get started with stamping.
So here's what I am essentially doing now. We'll see if this focuses. I am taking existing locations within the inventory. So for example, this is D9679. And I am saying what it's going to convert to. So there's like almost 9,900 locations in this. And what I have to do, I'm not doing it one by one. It's much easier than that. I actually have to do it unit by unit. So I'm taking my spreadsheet or like chart that I have over here as to placement of the acros that I have already numbered, and then physically on each acro I've actually numbered the units as well. And so I'm going through the inventory now and I'm creating a conversion little spreadsheet here. These are all the locations that we have in the inventory now that Kyle got for us. So this is essentially like the remark that we go to pick a certain piece, if that makes sense. And so I'm creating the conversion now. And I don't have to do one by one, I just have to do unit by unit. And there are like 120 units or something like that. So I do have to do that, but overall, yeah, so anything red I haven't done yet. But like at the top here, it's like super easy. I just converted what's gonna convert to what, if that kind of makes sense. So anyway, yeah, this I'm then gonna give to Kyle, and he's gonna help us when we physically shuffle all the drawers. He's gonna actually do some code that'll help this actually convert on our BrickLink without us having to manually reassign every single location on BrickLink or something, which would be absolutely crazy. So that's what I'm going to work on, keep doing today. It's not taking as long as I thought it was. I actually got a lot done here at the top. Now what I'm doing is at the bottom, because the DNA Brick store initially hadn't been using barcodes or anything, there are some typos. So that's kind of what I'm going through now because it's a little more tedious. I'm going to do all the typos first. For this many-ish until we get to the NB there. Yeah, so I don't know. How many is that? Selected field? I don't know. It doesn't even. 22. So 22 or 23 typos, not going to be too bad. And then I will go back to the acro unit numbers. Yep.
All right, everybody. I have successfully stamped every box. We've got all of our sizes here. Well, except for the 12 by 12s, which we are out of. So we'll have to order more of those. Those are for really, really big packages. But everything else is here. I've still got bubble mailers over there, but those don't get stamped. So I'm just going to find a place to put them and organize this whole shelf and all this stuff. And I'll show you guys when I'm done exactly what I decided. I don't know. I haven't figured out yet how I'm going to lay it out. So that will be exploratory as I figure it out. And as I come to decisions and stuff, I will probably go ahead and shoot an update for you guys. All right, I have gone ahead and finished, mostly finished this station. I think there's still a few more changes I'm going to make, but it's starting to take shape at least. So this is their old setup, and I'm going to leave it for the time being because, we still already have all of these things purchased, so it kind of makes sense to make use of them. They're not recyclable, and we like to recycle stuff, so we're not going to be buying more of these plastic ones. We use these paper ones here, but they've already been purchased, so they might as well be used. There's no reason to waste the money that's already been spent. So I'm going to leave this as it is for the time being so that they can continue packing, although there are going to be a couple changes. They also use these huge ones, which I think we're going to keep around for instructions. So I'm going to keep these. We're probably not going to be using these flat rate mailers, so I got to get rid of these. But this is what has undergone the most amount of change. This used to be filled with flat rate boxes. We're not going to be using flat rate boxes much anymore. So I have gone ahead and stocked it with all of our box sizes. So previously at the garage, we had a standing workflow. Eventually we plan on renovating this, getting custom cabinetry just like we did in the garage. But for the time being, at least, this is still a sitting station. So if I sit down here, you could imagine that I have just finished picking. And what I would do is take all of the bagged pieces and come over here. I can roll on my chair, grab one of these white things, and set it up here with the pieces in the bag. So we've got 2 levels of staging for orders. You can identify which order is which because if I come over here, we've got our business cards here, which have the order picker and the order number, as well as a pick sheet letter that can go right in the corner there. So that way we can identify which bin would have which order. So it'll be nice and easy. And then once you've unpacked your stuff, we can move over here to the packing area where currently I have my laptop, but everyone here has a company laptop that predates us. David had bought company laptops. This one is not a company laptop, but I just have it sitting here. But we then have our roller printer with old DNA Bricks stickers on it still, but we can plug it in, and we've got our scale, so we can weigh it after grabbing our approved box size here. Right now, this is just a whole bunch of packing material from all the Amazon stuff, but once we work through this, I'm going to get our rolls of packing paper, stick that over here, or maybe underneath the desk is probably a better spot, actually, and that way people can easily take the packing paper and pack a box, weigh it, and then get the size packing paper, get the paper tape from the tape dispenser here, and then print the label. So it should be a much more efficient workflow than what they currently have. Not to throw any shade at David, obviously his system has worked. He was one of the biggest BrickLink stores for years, so obviously, his system works. I'm not trying to throw shade or anything, but I think this will be a little bit more efficient and a little bit faster and allow for a bit higher throughput, which we're hoping to get once we move the Just a Brick in the Bucket store in here. We will be a very, very large store, so I'm hoping that will get a lot of orders going through per day, and this way we can have a dedicated packer whose whole job is to pack orders while other people are picking. So that's how I've laid out the picking station for now. There'll probably be more changes, and I'll try to update you guys. A lot of it's just going to be like see and do. A lot of it's going to be like just see what happens, right? Because people are going to use this station, and I'll ask for feedback, see what people like, don't like, and based off of what people like or don't like, I'm going to try and change it up just to be as efficient as possible in movement, because previously you had to go everywhere, right? So like you be standing on your cart, you grab a bunch of pieces, and then you'd like walk 3 feet over to one spot, pack some stuff. You were constantly getting up and down out of the chair, and there's just a lot of wasted movement, which might not seem like it's that important, but if you're packing 30 orders in a day, right, and you're adding an extra minute to each order, right, that's a few cents, right? So especially if you have multiple people doing that, So it just adds to efficiency. And obviously we don't want to make people be getting up and down all the time. It's kind of a pain. So hopefully this will be a bit faster. I am going to check my to-do list to see what else has got to get done, and I will update you guys once I have done so and moved on to my next task.
Hello. So I got about halfway done with the units today, which is kind of sad. I wanted to get a lot further. It's about 5:15 right now. Paul and I are going to head out for the day. I'll be back in tomorrow, hopefully to finish up these units. I also wanted to work on the wall a little bit, but yeah, so that's going to be it for today. Monday we have a meeting, or Tuesday we have a meeting with all the employees because everyone happens to be in on Tuesday. Monday we have a small one with a couple people because we're making some changes and things, packing and stuff like that. But Tuesday we have a full day meeting, and then Tuesday as well at the end of the day, Paul and I are going to start to shuffle things around. But I have to build some walls. There's a lot that needs to happen before Tuesday. Yeah, but I'll be in tomorrow, so I'll catch up with you in just a minute, and then you'll see the following vlog the next week, which is hopefully when all the walls and everything go in and we do the big reshuffle of all the acros on the wall. Because logistically, there's so many pieces that had to be lined up before in order to make it happen. But hopefully you'll see that. So, yeah, we'll see you, or I will see you tomorrow morning. Good morning. It is Sunday. It's about 8 o'clock. It is daylight saving day. I know this is a controversial topic. I'm actually a fan of it. Yeah, anyway. Okay, I'm in the store. I'm the only one here today. I'm going to finish trying to create my conversion sheet for all of the acros and stuff that's going to get mounted on hopefully Wednesday. I'm not going to lie, I'm getting a little worried about the amount of time that we have between now and Wednesday, and Paul and I have a lot to do, and there's all the normal things to do in the store. But we have enough staff here this week, I think we should be fine. But the biggest thing I really need to do after this conversion spreadsheet's done, because this absolutely needs to be done, and then the walls absolutely need to be built. So those are my two things for the day. Conversion spreadsheet and walls, and get those at least started and ready. I don't really want to, again, do much construction stuff when there's staff here. So yeah, that's my stuff today. I'm not going to show you the conversion stuff, it's very boring, but once it comes to the walls, I can show you kind of what I'm doing there. Yeah, I will catch up with you in just a few minutes. Okay, it is about 1 o'clock or 1:20-ish, and I am finished. You can see I can scroll through all these if it focuses. These have all been converted from the original remark, in this case 888 to C5078. So these have all been converted, and as I scroll through now, these we can actually swap over, and then I have my organization layout sheets here marked as to which ones were which, and then we got some empties that we'll sticker. Yeah, so awesome. Finally finished that. Took a long time, but we got every single location in this inventory ready to swap or ready to just systematically swap. A few drawers here that are still hanging out. I got to ask Paul tomorrow what these are for. Yeah, a little weird. But we took this shelf out. So now what I need to do is I have all the wood cut for the slat or the vertical like studs that we're going to screw into the wall essentially. So those are all good. I do need to cut the 1x4s that are going to go across so that we can install those easily Tuesday night or Wednesday morning. And then I need to work on the walls that are actually going to be here. So these are the outlines for the walls. So going to go work on that now, because that's really the goal for the rest of the day, is get the walls in a good spot. At absolute minimum, by Tuesday night, we need 2 walls completely built so we can have all of this existing inventory on the walls. Technically, we don't need the 3rd or the 4th until we integrate the just a brick in the bucket inventory. So worst case, if that's, we don't get those done, it's not the end of the world, but we definitely need these 2 ready to go. So I'm going to go work on that, and I'll kind of keep you up to date as I go through. So I don't think I actually showed you the other day after I finished cutting all the wood. These are essentially all the pieces that we need. These are going to be the footers for the shelves. Those are the top pieces. They're all built out of 2x4s because 2x4s are actually cheaper to do this in. Crazy. But yeah, so we did it out of 2x4s this time. In California, we did it out of 2x3s. These are essentially going to be studs that are going to be on the wall, on the cinder block wall that will screw in the acros too. Yeah, so these are 15. These are for the longest wall, and then this is 12 for the 2 kind of short walls that the Craftsman units, not the acro units, will go on. But yeah, at least most of the wood for the frame of the walls are cut. So now I just need to figure out how to put this all together today alone without extra hands, which will be kind of fun because these are fairly large. Like these are 10-foot pieces. So 2 of those are going to go together essentially on the floor, make a 20-foot shelf, and then 3 of these instead of those. So we'll have 1 shelf that's actually 20 feet and then 3 shelves starting out that are like, I can't quite remember. I think it's like 18 and a half or something like that. So yeah, anyway, I will show you all this as I start to assemble it. I was going to do a time lapse, but I don't think I'm going to because I'm running out of SD card space and I don't want to have to transfer and stuff today. I just want to be able to work on this. All right, so here's pretty much what I got so far. Honestly, it's pretty late in the afternoon now. I have not been productive today, and I picked a pick sheet as well because I wasn't having fun doing what I was doing. Yeah, anyway. So this is 5 of 8 portions of walls that we need. This is obviously barely anything. This is like just the framing portion of 2x4s, and then we'll obviously put the slats of the 1x4s across so we can mount stuff. But I essentially screwed it into a 1x12 base down there, and that'll be what actually sits on the floor, and we'll screw it into the floor to make sure it doesn't move or anything. And then we'll obviously put the slats on. We'll connect a couple of these together. These are 10 feet long that I made. 2 of these will go together. Sorry, are these 10 feet? These are 10 feet. That makes it 20 feet. Sorry, I'm trying to do math here. Obviously 20 feet, and then that holds 12 acro units, I believe, or something like that, I think. And then I have 3 more smaller portions to make down here. These are 1 acro short, and those will go over here. Let me show you where they're gonna go. So there's 3, 1, 2, 3 aisle or shelving things that'll be here, and then the 4th one is here. It would be underneath that, but this 4th one, or this 3rd one here stops right there. The 4th one actually goes out 1 more unit because we don't have this stairway and stuff and all that. So this one here will go out a little bit further, if that kind of makes sense. Hence why I had to make 5 regular walls, as I'm calling them, and then 3 shorter ones. So the regular are just 10 feet long. The shorter ones I think are 100 inches instead of 120. So yeah. Anyway, I've been spending way too much time doing this. I'm not enjoying it. But these are done-ish. I still need to do some like cross supports and things. I haven't done that. I just super basic, like screwed them together. Yeah, and I'm gonna finish up the last 3, and then I think that might be all I do today. I may work on that wall over there a little bit. I don't know. I gotta make some more cuts for the cross supports and things because I couldn't finish that the other day. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what I do. You'll see in just a second. But it is the end of the week, so I don't know. I'm kind of tired. I want to go home, but whatever. I'm just. Okay, last little vlog ending thing. So I finished up. Not finished. That's not true. I built the very rough structure of the 8 walls that will connect together to become 4 walls. Sorry, it's dusty in here. And those are all set and all ready. So tomorrow I'm going to finish those up, put the extra supports in and stuff like that so that on Tuesday night we can put them in. And then I also started, at least for the lower level, put some drywall, the joint compound on all the gaps and everything and taped it and stuff. So that's going to dry now overnight. And yeah, so that's pretty much it for week 2 here for DNA Bricks. So thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you're enjoying these little vlog things. Please let us know what you want to see more of down below. It might be too late in terms of when we post this, but just please let us know what you want to see in terms of specifics for this, for the store kind of acquisition and moving into this place and everything. Yeah, this upcoming week, in the next vlog, you can look forward to those getting installed completely. All of the acros actually being mounted on those, and the big inventory reshuffle. But hopefully by the end of next vlog, next week, no, not quite. But once we combine both inventories completely, because right now we don't have the inventories combined, we only are operating with what was the DNA Bricks inventory. Once everything's combined though and stuff, we will have hopefully about 2.2 million parts or so. So it should be fun. Anyway, yeah, I'll end this now. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you in the next one.